As UX professionals, in order to do what we want to do, we have to sell the value of UX to our stakeholders. The problem is, our stakeholders don't always speak the same language as us. We speak user while they speak business. This means we have to translate user needs to business value. But how do we do that? I like to think about it as an if and then statement, meaning if we create or solve this for the user, then as a result, it'll do that for the business. So let's walk through this. First part, if we create, and then I want you to name what you want to do for the user. Then it will solve and then name the problem. In order to do this, we're naming the internal resources, so the time required to create the solution. But as a result, we will have this business outcome. So let's break this down into each piece. So first, we're starting with our if we create X. Here we want to think about what our goal is. What solution are you suggesting to your stakeholders? Name this experience. For example, it may be onboarding help, or a more user-friendly navigation, or even a way for all customer support employees to file issues directly. Don't overthink this. Be clear and transparent with what you want to create for the user. And then the next part of the equation, we pitch why. Why is this solution needed? Think a simple and straightforward statement of the need and opportunity that's being addressed. So for example, we're going to solve our 60% drop-off rate during onboarding. Or maybe we're going to solve customers feeling like they're paying too much and thus being taken advantage of. Once we have this, we can start to build the case from the business's point of view. This means the part where we start to say, to do this work, we're going to need X resources. Think, what's the ask in terms of people, time, budget? The who, what, how much? So for example, we're going to need to connect to databases. We're going to need 25 hours of development time. Maybe we need 2 weeks of testing. And then finally, the last part of the equation, the result. Think of this as what the business has to gain from the work you are doing. The goal here is to calculate business impact. Break this down into an equation. Your prescriptive metric, like call reduction, additional purchases made, increased loyalty, times the bottom line of that metric. So cost per call, average purchases made, revenue per month. And then equals the outcome metric, cost savings, new revenue, increased revenue. By doing this, we can start to connect the impact of our UX work directly to what our stakeholders care about. So remember, if we create W, then we will solve X. To do this, we need Y, but as a result, you'll see Z. Start thinking about your work this way. Unfortunately, we can be incredible designers, but it's only valuable if we're able to communicate the value of our work to others.